Welcome back to the 628 Dirt Rooster channel, where hobby beekeeping is a way of life. Last spring sometime, I did a cutout on a colony that was so docile I didn't use any smoke or suit up. I wasn't extra careful with them, and I didn't get stung any. So these are the genetics off of that colony, and I don't know how they're going to act now. This is the first of spring. I haven't been in them since they got put here, and I may not even have enough frames in this box. I don't really even know how I put it together. I feel something sticking to the lid. This might not be a good situation, but I gotta open it and do something with it because it's getting that time. Oh, not bad. I only got one freeform comb. They're keeping beetles corralled up until I busted it loose just now. A few roaches hiding under the lid over there that are not doing good now. This hive went through winter with no help from me. Really kind of survived in spite of me. See all these beetles running around? Not good for a hive, but a really healthy colony will keep them under control, keep them from laying. Adult hive beetles are not a danger, it's the babies, it's the larvae. So until you get a colony that gets weak, hive beetles are not much of a danger to them. But you want to trap them, kill as many as you can. They're down here cleaning up and fighting beetles all at the same time. Superhero bees. This is not anything unusual for our springs to come out of winter with a pile of beetles in there like that, and hive just thriving, doing good, fighting them, keeping them corralled, doing great in spite of the beetles, and doing great in spite of me, because I gave no assistance whatsoever to this colony. They've stayed in a single deep all winter. This is a split that I made off of the genetics I was talking about. Made a split late summer and just left them alone, and really don't know what I'm going to find when I go in. I assume that I'm going to find an extremely healthy colony and possibly some queen cells, which is why I'm even in here to begin with, because it's getting that time of the year and I'm seeing enough activity on them that they could be getting ready to swarm. We pulled up today and my wife saw it. She said, I think that hive is swarming or just through a swarm. The woman is getting to where she knows bees. I was like, you know, okay, you're right, it's what it looks like. I better go through it as soon as I get a nap. Because if they had already thrown a swarm, it's too late. I walked around the yard, I didn't see anything. But really what I wanted to see more than anything is the genetics, or how their attitude is, because last year they were so stinking docile that I was like, man, I got to graft off of these next year. They were real good producers and extremely docile, and it looks like they're the same again. I puffed just a tiny bit of smoke on the entrance, but it didn't really go in because there were so many bees standing there fanning. And here is what I'm seeing. No hood. I've got the smoker set over here beside me just in case. That's my bag of pine straw over there, and I'm already breaking frames loose, and no activity that would indicate that they're irritated. Also, I've got a couple of apiaries boxes that I've really been anxious to put to good use. This is the 7-frame nuke. It's got a division board if you want to use it. I'm just moving it off to the side, and I like the insulation. It's an R factor of 7, I believe. And so I'm going to split one of these split this if I find queen cells and move half of it into the Apamay 7-frame nuke. Mr. Ed called me just as I was coming out here and asked me what I was doing. I said, I'm fixing to make a split. He said, where are you getting queens? I said, I'm probably gonna have a cell in this box. He said, nah, I don't think so. He might be right, but I've already gotten one swarm call today, and Jennifer King already called a swarm today, so we're about to find out. So far, no smoke, no stings. Oh, look at the brood, yes sir. Looking good, looking good. Roll it over and look at the other side, about the same. Nice solid pattern. Everything that's not capped has got a larva in it. Yeah, I was expecting to find this or something similar. This is kind of what I saw last year. The genetics on this hive is really good. They're still not stinging me or even bumping me, and it's almost sunset, which is a time where they normally would get kind of irritated for you fooling with them. No queen cells for sure on that frame, and no drone brood over there, so maybe I'm still a little early, but I'd rather get this inspection out of the way and find out than come out here and see them hanging in my yard. Oh, that box is so full. Cells are all full. Nice, nice. That is beautiful right there. Look at that. Nice honey ring, nice brood pattern, and one queen cup on the bottom of the frame with nothing in it. A few drone cells. Yeah, maybe a little early on this one. You see a few hive beetles running around. That's just because I broke their beetle corral that they had going. I broke it up. As soon as I put this back together and they're able to straighten everything back out, they'll take care of that problem. So one thing I got to fix right now is that comb that was on the bottom of the lid has fallen in there. I've got to pull that out and do something with it and stick a frame in there. And I'll give them just a tiny little setback, because what I'm going to do is pull that freeform comb out and get rid of it, and then substitute a new frame and make them draw out a new frame. So that'll slow them down just a hair, but that's all right. Man, these are mutt bees, probably straight Italian, but mutt bees. They're off of a cutout out of these bees are out of Nucs, north of Kill. And for those of y'all that don't understand that, there's a town called Kiln, K-I-L-N. Everybody around here calls it Kill, and Nucs is a little community north of that. You might not find it on a map, but that's where these cutout bees came from. Well, I forgot I had this old drone frame in there. Like I said, I haven't touched them in a while. They've survived in spite of me. They're drawing out drones. Drone frame looks good. They're treating it just like the rest of them. It does have some queen cups on the bottom of it, and they're all empty as well. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 queen cups on the bottom, 10 on the bottom of the drone frame. All of them are empty. Peel a couple of them open just to see if there's an egg in them. And there's no egg in any of those. I don't mind tearing these down. I've already got somebody close by that's grafting that would be ahead of these anyway. I haven't started grafting yet, and I don't know if I will this year, but every year I say I'm going to, and I get tied up with cutouts. This year I've got somebody local close by that's doing grafting, and she is probably going to graft some off of this box. So Jennifer, here's what we're looking at. We've got some good genes to graft off of. She just texted me this afternoon and had caught a swarm in a trap box. So So that's why I'm in these things, because it's that time of year. And we're gonna be, I just raked all the bees off of this one with that comb that fell. But another great looking frame. No queen cells on that. Food and brood on this one. Yeah, I tore that. This is the side that was facing the drone frame, and you can see the drone frame had cross combed onto the honey a little bit. When I pull the drone frame out, tore the caps off the honey. They'll fix that overnight. Man, this box just looks so good. Last year I intended to graft off of these and I didn't get around to it, and I was really disappointed with myself because I did make a split off of them. The split queen didn't get mated. That one died, so I had one left, and made me kind of nervous because I didn't really do anything to them going into winter, and I was concerned that I might lose the genetics if they didn't survive winter. But they have really come on nicely this spring. Just looking great. Some more queen cups. Tearing open some drone brood just to look, see what they look like. They look healthy. No sign of mites. That was about a dozen of them that I've checked out. No sign of mites on those drones. Not to say that there's absolutely none in here, but for some reason our bees down here don't really seem to have a hard time dealing with them. Could be the temperature, could be the humidity. I don't really know. Whatever it is, I'll take it. Got to clean this out of the box. This is going in a wax melter. I'm not going to bother framing this up. We're waxing frames tomorrow. Elizabeth may be over there working on them right now. This will just go into the wax melter. It's got some honey in it, which is fine. It'll separate out. It's got a little bit of pollen in it. Just making sure I don't have a queen on here anywhere. And I'll lay this aside. Some of that freeform comb that they drew out. Another good looking frame. Tear open some more drone brood and take a quick look. Everybody's looking healthy. Well, that's as far as I'm going to go in this. I've seen what I wanted to see. I was going to make a split today, and if I had some queens or some queen cells on hand, I could split this at least 3 ways. You see the numbers here. We got plenty of bees. This is as far as I'm gonna go. I'm probably gonna split this into 3 because the splits are not necessarily going to get queens from this line, but I will definitely keep my eye on where the queen goes from the split so that we can graft off of her, because these are genetics that I don't want to lose. I'm gonna slide this drone frame over to the outside edge. I'll put a fresh frame in here and let them draw that out, and then put the rest of the hive back together. Well, the Apamay box is gonna have to wait another day, and old smoker didn't get used. And they stayed calm on me the whole time. Delightful. There you have it, folks. World's best genetics. grafting stock right there. In closing, I'll say that the reason I like the Apamay equipment and the R factor of 7, I think it is I am a strong believer in sheltering from direct sunlight. And this is the way these girls went through late summer, fall, winter, just with barriers between them and direct sunlight. This is on the north side of this little carport. There's a 10 frame lid, wooden nuke box, and a bottom board just kind of covering them up. It's not the prettiest thing you've seen, but dang if it didn't work, right?